Good afternoon, Patriots, and welcome to another edition of Quarantime. As always, I'm your host, RP, and as always, joining me, my good friend and co-host, M3. We've got lots of things to go over today, folks. Some good, some bad, some funny. All of it meant to be an escape from the monotony of this ridiculous lockdown. Governors of this nation, we implore you, open up for business. Look at Sweden. They had the right idea. Patriots from all across the globe, thank you so much for being here. We've got almost 1,000 people in the chat. Please do us a favor, like and share this broadcast. Help us break through the algo. If you like and share this broadcast, you are significantly helping support us. You guys can guess which one is me and which one is M3 in the in the card. It gets boring in the bunker sometimes. I mean, you got to find stuff to do. There's a watering hole just right outside the front door. All right, gang, please do sit back, relax, grab your popcorn, and we'll be right back after a brief word from our sponsor. Panic is highly contagious, especially in situations when nothing is known and everything is in flux. Well, the world we live in today is in flux, and it's filled with a flood of information that's often as much gossip as fact. Now, that makes it hard to know what the situation really is, and it also makes it easy for people to panic and make bad decisions. The only way not to get caught up in that chaos is to have a plan allowing you to avoid dealing with empty store shelves, long lines, and in the worst case, desperate people. Use today to prepare. A great place to start is storing food in your home, and I'm prepared myself, and I even ordered more recently. Now, the experts at My Patriot Supply have told me that orders have now reached about 100 times the normal volume, and they're shipping on a first-come, first-served basis. With this unprecedented emergency, orders are being delayed, sometimes 8 weeks or more. I urge you to add your order to mine today, because the sooner you order, the sooner you can get your purchase. Take action so you're ready for what's coming and save $70 on a 2-week emergency food kit when you go to my special website, preparewithredpill78.com. Those that know what's coming are preparing today. Go to preparewithredpill78.com. Once again, that's preparewithredpill78.com. And remember, when you support my sponsors, you support this channel. Red Pill and M3, Cole kicking it live. What's up, Methods?
What's going on, buddy? How are you doing?
I'm good.
It's good to hear. I hope the chat's doing well, and a quick shout out to the one thumb down we have.
That's
hope
right.
You're doing well too, bud.
I appreciate you coming here. Even if you don't like the show, it still counts as an interaction. Plus, your view is greatly appreciated. I'm hoping that anybody who comes here and doesn't like our show will one day find themselves inconceivably finding themselves loving exactly what they're seeing. Say, you know what? All this time, I was just so consumed with hatred and animus. I wanted to not like these guys, but now I realize they're truly doing the Lord's work, and that's what we're trying to do. So thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate everybody here in the audience. Almost 1,900 people here. We just hit 905 likes. I could tell everybody was waiting for me to say it. Yeah, no clone today. I got rid of the clone. I sent him back to the cloning center, and in the instance that I need a new lung or a new kidney or something like that, he'll be fine and waiting for me in stasis. Hello to my girlfriend, hello to the mods, hello to all the viewers. Appreciate you guys being here. Methods, we've got so much to talk about today, dude. It's almost I'm fuzzy. No, it's probably your settings. YouTube will automatically downgrade the quality of the stream. You can always check your setting to see what you've got it at. It's probably at 360 or 480, but it could also be 720 or 1080. I am broadcasting in glorious 1080, and believe me, it's high definition, 100% high definition. Let me just say real quick, Cypress Bill 1980, thank you for joining as a member. The Mandalorian says, I love M3 Pepe wearing floaties and a Speedo. And Berserker Bear says, thanks Red Pill and Methods and chat Patriots. And chat compatriots. Compatriots. Okay, I just got it. So 1.1 thousand likes, 2174 concurrent viewers. Methods, why is there always drama in this community? It seems like every day there's always something new that's coming up. People get upset, there's bruised egos, and people actually do things that are legitimately wrong, questionable. We've got a situation, we have to report on it. And I just want everybody to know we're not taking sides, okay? This is a situation that I feel must play out in court. Everyone is well aware of the documentary Out of the Shadows. It recently came out, over 20 million views. I think they have it on a couple of different channels, but it was given for free to the people. Many people have seen it. Many people like it. I've heard nothing but good things about it. There was a consortium of people working on it together, and I guess that one of those people had been Tiffany Fitzhenry. At one point, Tiffany either left the project or was asked to leave the project, and now the people who eventually released it are filing or have filed a lawsuit against Tiffany. It looks like it's a defamation lawsuit. Is that right, Methods?
Yeah, I mean, that's essentially it. I mean, you guys can read the document. I guess were you able to get into it through that link?
Yeah, I'm showing it on the screen right now.
Okay, yeah. I mean, like he said, we're not trying to get in the middle of all this stuff. You know how Red Pill and I like to focus on, covering the info and hanging out with you guys and all that stuff. But that's what it looks like. We just wanted to report it just because it's there. It's relevant. You guys are going to hear about it because we already see the back and forth on Twitter and whatever. So, but I mean, that's pretty much it. And I mean, it's something for the courts to decide, and we'll see where it goes. But yeah, I mean, we don't have much to say about it.
Yeah. So basically, just wanted to bring it up so that you guys can follow it, see what's going on. I know that this is probably going to be another one of those things that's that's divisive. People are going to have their opinions about it, and like I said, my opinion is that it needs to play out in the actual court. So once that happens, then whatever the judge decides and whatever the ultimate verdict is, I mean, that's the end of the story as far as I'm concerned. We've also got more news about Twitter. Jack is they're tightening the reins on what people can talk about on that platform, and specifically in regards to CV19 and what they call harmful activity. In this instance, and I don't want to say this so carefully, they're talking about the signals caused by cell phone towers. The new signals caused by cell phone towers.
Yeah, the number after 4 and the letter after F. So that's the best way we can say it.
Yeah. So if you talk about a connection between 4F, that's what we'll say, 4F, and the sickness, CV19, then they are saying that they will delete your tweets. Now, does it go any deeper than that, Methods? Are they going to delete people's accounts?
I don't know. I don't know how far they're going to necessarily take it, but they are, banning the statements itself. But, obviously, if it's an excuse, if you are a Trump supporter or, MAGA just in general, they could probably use it as an excuse to take you down.
Yeah.
But they obviously don't want this stuff talked about. And
yeah,
that to me is the takeaway. And for everybody to be careful. We don't like to see our friends get taken down when they're just trying to share information on Twitter.
Yeah. I mean, I'm seeing they also say that if you share information about the destruction of infrastructure, which is something that was going around just a couple weeks ago. There was lots of videos and pictures of these towers burning. Apparently, those tweets are going to get deleted. So, I mean, they've got a whole new list of rules, things you can and cannot say. And of course, they've taken down many videos. They took down the videos from the president of Brazil, Jair Bolsonaro. I'm sure I didn't say that right. But they are not playing around, you know? I mean, it's really too bad. I'm of the opinion that these people need to be working towards allowing us to have freedom of speech. But of course, that's not what they're interested in. This is what we're interested in. This is another great reason why people should sign up with Gab. I've got my Gab account. I've recently gotten access to it. I lost my password. I had to reset it. But there's a lot of great people on Gab. And just think, if all the people who are on Twitter went to Gab and put information over there, then, you know, we could probably just end up doing away with Twitter altogether. We can just leave it for the libtards. Let me see. I need to say thank you to Ken Bozak. He says Jack got Bitcoin in his bio. Does he? Yeah, maybe. Son of a Green Card says thank you. Thank you, Son of a Green Card. Mark for the win says good afternoon. Twitmo equals Gitmo. Bye-bye, Jack. My new Twitter account. Oh, okay. Your new Twitter account is at 714222FTW. They took your old one down. People get removed all the time on Twitter. They're not really having too many free rides on Twitter anymore. Brian A. says, wish I could stay today, but I will catch this later today. God bless and thank you for all you do. Where we go one, we go all, though you make it difficult to leave. Well, Brian, I hope you've got good things to do today, buddy, and I hope that you enjoy the broadcast when you see it out. Let's see here. EO2 Dave says, I was on Facebook Messenger trying to red pill a friend, but Facebook would stop my message from sending when I said VIRUS and RICO. It is incredible to me the things that they lock down through those messaging apps. I have people all the time saying that they're trying to send information like that. The message will stall. They will stop it. You can't send links to my videos, I've been told. I don't use Facebook, so I can't verify that myself. But you know, I mean, they're just not interested in allowing people to do what they want to do any longer.
Yeah, and I mean, it's only going to get worse, right? Until like legislation happens or something like that, because with the election coming up and us living rent free in all social media's heads with what we do, you know, they can't allow it to happen. So I'm not surprised. It's unfortunate, you know, seeing people work and build up their accounts so they can, you know, spread information faster and easier and all that, and they get, you know, the legs taken out from under them and they got to start all over. It's got to be, you know, it's got to be depressing. I knock on wood, I'm grateful to still be at my account, but I don't expect for it to be around by the election time. I'll just be honest with you.
No, you guys, I'm gonna drop my link, my Gab profile here. So you guys can, if you are on Gab, then you can go follow me. If you don't have Gab, then you can go there and you can actually sign up for a Gab account. And then, you know, let's do what we can to go ahead and start using that, because it's basically exactly the same. I mean, there's no restrictions on what you can say. You can, you know, have total freedom of speech, and you can share information. Your links are not going to get shut down. They're not going to delete your account. It is an excellent platform for people who find trouble using Twitter. So definitely go check it out.
Well, the only other point that I'll make to kind of, you know, counter that a little bit is we still need to be at Twitter, because that's where Trump's at.
Yes.
Needs our help. That's where like a lot of information breaks through people. It goes there. And of course it makes it to other platforms and stuff. So doing both, I've been thinking about, you know, creating another Gab to go do that, just to have it as a backup for everybody. But yeah, I mean, until now, if Trump were to leave and go to Gab, you know, Twitter would fall apart tomorrow.
Absolutely. And I want to be clear. I'm not saying we should leave Twitter. I'm saying we should use Gab in addition to Twitter. What I want Twitter to see is that there is, you know, the possibility of a competitor out there, because if they see enough people using Gab, I mean, believe me, they're paying attention to those metrics. They're going to pay attention if people start signing up on Gab and people are using it in the same way that they're using Twitter. I would absolutely love it if President Trump was to start a Gab account as well. That would be just an incredible thing. Now, one thing that's awesome about Gab is that you can auto post, I believe you can auto post your tweets from Gab over to Twitter. So there is an excellent example of how you can use it and not worry about, forgetting all of your stuff over on Twitter. Let's see. Pat M says, so tired of liberal censorship. Banshees Bane says, well, it's not like we didn't think they would fight back. That's right. Nicholas No, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Friend of the program. Keep it up, guys. I like these. It's fun. It is pretty great. D-Live is one of those ones that I have an account for, but again, people are just not over there. The problem with D-Live is that everybody is over on YouTube. So in order for me to put content out on D-Live and YouTube and BitChute, I need to clone myself, because that's a joke. I don't really have a clone. I need to have somebody else who can help me out on it, and it's just not worth it as it is right now. The thing about it is, I have been able to work within the limits of the boundaries of this platform, and I think we've been pretty successful, Methods. I think that we have been able to craft our message in such a way that we can squeeze through the cracks and at the same time not do anything that gets them too angry. Certainly not angry enough to have them ask us to leave or anything like that. So cross your fingers. Pray to God every single day that everything is okay with this channel. We're very, very happy with it. Parler, I think I signed up for Parler once. The thing about it is, the reason I suggest Gab is because I have a lot of friends who are using Gab. You get too many social media platforms and you get that dilution. And, not enough people are using any one or the other. Everybody's using, just the standard old ones, Facebook and Twitter. YouTube, I have to admit, I am partial to YouTube because I've been a member and had a channel since 2006. Okay, what is that? 14 years I've been on YouTube. Maybe it was 2008, but 12 to 14 years I've had a channel on YouTube. Only in the last 2 that I really started using it. But I have a bunch of private videos, things that I had put out before I started the brand on this channel. Stuff that they're personal videos, I guess. Stuff going camping with my daughter, driving through the Smoky Mountains, cool stuff like that. But, I guess I have some nostalgia for this platform. I don't know about you guys, but Berserker Bear says, Red Pill, you guys should set up a D-Live. Chance favors the prepared mind. I'll FLW. I'll follow you on D-Live and share, of course. I do have a D-Live. You can go find it. It's Red Pill 78. I'm over there on D-Live. Steve J says, mainstream is pushing the narrative that DJT said to inject Lysol or Clorox yesterday. Yeah, we definitely saw that. And President Trump shot back at them. Methods, what was it that he said to them?
Yeah, I caught a little bit of what he was saying on the video playback earlier when he was signing the funding bill. And he said he was being sarcastic because he likes to say certain things to see what the media does with it. Which is, you can kind of see that happening because the media runs and gets all triggered about things real quick, and your Twitter hashtags show up real quick. So that's how that's the stance he's taking with it, which is fine. And obviously they don't think very highly of Trump supporters to assume that that's what we're going to do. And I know that we had the fish tank scenario with the situation before, but if you look into that story, it was 50 shades of bat crazy, I'll just say that, involved in that whole situation. But yeah, it's just ridiculous. You knew as soon as he said it that they were going to run and make that a big deal, and of course Hillary tweeted about it. But yeah, if I were Trump, I would totally say certain things like that just to mess with the media.
Yeah, President Trump does that quite a bit. He tends to be a little boisterous and say things that people are going to grab onto as a soundbite, and then he's going to be able to respond to it. So now he's going to shoot back at them and say, of course, I didn't mean to inject yourself with Lysol. What is wrong with you people? And he's already said that he just wanted to see how they were going to spin it. So pretty interesting. Let's see. Gino says, well, our tyrannical governor Whitler of Michigan has extended our quarantine till May 15th. Might be time for another protest at the Capitol. So, all right, so it looks like this show is definitely going to be continuing past the end of April.
Yeah, you had to make the promise, didn't you? You had to say, as long as, any states are still,
Until all of America is free.
Oh, man, we're going to be doing this till 2021, huh? Which is fine. I love hanging out with everybody.
Yeah.
We'll go until the wheels fall off.
I got to be honest. I might start taking weekends off, though, guys, if that's the case. EO2 Dave says, the wife just came home from shopping and said TP is unlimited. That is an awesome thing to know. Go get your toilet paper, guys. I know I am sick of using glossy magazines. No, I'm just kidding. That's not real. Our Dr. D says, Red Pill, change the bunker background. Come out in the sun. FYI, Sun Pharma logo is a 17-post Mobius strip. Makes hydroxychlor or CHQ. China link, not Austin. I've had a lot of people, our doctor, sending me that link to the information about that manufacturer, that pharmaceutical manufacturer of chloroquine. And I saw that you'd sent it just before the show started, but I just wanted to look into it more. So maybe we can talk after the show and you can explain to me what you're saying about it. I don't know how it would tie into AS. Chef Dan says, hey, RP, if you can start up an email bank of your listeners so you can retain your audience, where we go one, we go all, God bless America, you bet. That is not a bad idea. I should start an email list, find a way to, just like MailChimp, right? Can't I just go on MailChimp and just have a sign-up link? I could do a sign-up link for everyone in the description of every video. You guys can go put your emails in there, and then I could even send you a notification when I put a new video out every day. Give me a 1 in the chat if you guys would be interested in putting your email into an email list, and then I could send you guys the information for when I put a video out. Chef Dan says, hey, RP, thank you. Oh, that's right. Thanks again, Chef Dan. And our doctor says, chlorine and bromine breathing treatments for infection have been around a long time. Must be handled by doctor. Do not try at home, but it's real. Okay, so here come the results. Well, plenty of 1s. I saw a 4, but that wasn't the option. So I'm not saying anything, but you know what? I should have asked for if they didn't want to put their email in. Give me a 2 if you don't want me to have your email, but continue to give 1s if you do want me to have your email. Well, investigate MailChimp. Kelly Hunter says investigate MailChimp. I don't know. If you have an idea, a better idea for an email sign up, then please let me know. I know that MailChimp has deleted creators in the past, but I need like an easy free option, guys. So give me the best idea for a mail list. Methods, what were you gonna say?
Oh no, we've first off, obviously we're grateful that people are making suggestions and stuff. They want to make sure that we have a platform somewhere to do what we do and hang out with everybody. Red Pill and I do discuss future plans and stuff and what we could have, as options. And we've discussed DLive. We've discussed some of these things. So we're going to be planning out some things for the future, as this platform grows, on what we could do to make it better.
Cheyenne Sky says, do a mass texting. Then I would have to ask for everybody's phone number. I wouldn't feel comfortable giving my phone number out. My phone number is the only private thing that I have, I don't want people having my phone number because people would be calling me and texting me. And I want to reserve that for my girl and my family. Cause I can shut off social media, but I can't shut off my phone. Let's see. El Visitor says, Fave Anton's vid had Mobius strip as a graphic too. Okay. Creative Unique said, I lost my dog last night. Macy, heart attack. Slept with her all night until my dad came this morning. Just devastated. Please pray for me. Thank you. Creative Unique, I am so sorry to hear about your dog, honey. Oh, man. I'm so sorry to hear about that. Please pray for Creative Unique and the dog. Berserker Bear says, or super chats to a P.O. box like Owen, a mailing list. I have a P.O. box. It's always in the description of my videos. But But yeah, I mean, I will sign up for a mailing list. I do have a Discord, but it's just not public. I am worried about opening up the Discord and then having people who are not well-intentioned coming in and then doing something to get it all taken away. I don't want that to happen. I've seen a couple people say must see Tracy Beans. That says Tracy Benz, but I'm sure they mean Tracy Beans. I don't know about that. We'll have to check out Tracy's video after the show. There was somebody else said email is a scam. Email is a scam.
Just from Nigeria.
Oh, man. It is a scam. It's a scam. I'm so tired of getting so many freaking emails, too. You know, that's why I wanted to know if people would even want to get an email from me. I mean, and here's the other thing. There are so many emails coming and going every day. You know, how do you make sure that you're paying attention to mine? I get way too many emails. I mean, it's difficult for me to keep track of it. But, all right, I will sign up for some type of an email list. And if there is a free alternative for a text alert thing, because I don't think they do that for free, then, you know, I'll set one up. Chef Dan also says, RP, set it up so we can enter our emails ourselves. You know, yes, that's exactly what it would be. It would just be a link. You guys enter your email, you hit submit, and then I send a notification out, and I don't see anybody's email. I mean, let's be honest. If somebody puts their email into a database, then I could have access to it. I mean, anybody who handles that database is gonna have access to it. Your information is only as safe as, you know, the service that you're putting it through. Anybody outside of, you know, that account is not gonna have access to it. But I will have, you know, whatever name you give plus the email. I mean, I know that's the way it works. There's no way around that. QWERTY, Steven Shefflow says QWERTY is a scam. It's a scam. It's a scam. Elder says, hit 17 if you want Red Pill and M3 to keep this show going beyond the lockdown. Here we go. Hit 17 if you want Red Pill and M3 to go beyond the lockdown. Simone is sleeping in the other room. She's sleeping beautifully. Thank you. Thank you, honey. Appreciate you popping in here. My phone already emails me on new videos. See, Christopher Cunningham, not everybody has that set up. Let's go through it real quick. There are several different types of notifications you can receive on YouTube and on your phone. Definitely, 17s. There are many, many 17s. All right, so the people have spoken. We'll just have to see if Methods and I can handle it. We'll probably have to take a short break at least after the end of the lockdown. Okay, so if everybody can look at your phone, go to my channel on your phone. When you go to Red Pill 78 on YouTube, there's a notification bell. You hit the notification bell, you hit all notifications, then you go into the settings on your phone and notifications for YouTube, and then allow notifications. Now, I don't know how to get an email notification from YouTube. That's probably somewhere else in the settings on YouTube to have YouTube send you an email. That's a little more complicated. Okay, Truth Lover 2 says, my little 10-year-old daughter heard you say, pray she finds her dog. She asked me to ask y'all to pray her MRI will be normal for her head. Indentations in skull bone not growing properly. Please, definitely pray for that MRI to be okay. And if anything is not okay, then let's pray for a speedy recovery. Gaffer Anon says, much love to Red Pill Clone, Methods, and all Anons who work tirelessly 24/7. Hashtag sports ball. That's me kicking a sports ball. JBA 5112, Judicial Watch email is good. Can select what types of emails you want from them. Judicial Watch, yeah, they're also a nonprofit organization which with a lot of funding, so they have like a sophisticated setup. I'm going to be going bare bones. I'm just going to be honest with everybody. It's going to be bare bones, at least when it starts out. All right, well, let's move on to our next actual subject. We're talking about Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz, one of the heroes of the right. He's publicly coming out against Harvard here because they were trying to take that $9 million in taxpayer relief funds. Now, they're actually trying to use its $41 billion endowment to hammer American jobs to defund energy, automobiles, airlines, construction, and manufacturing. Now, what's going on here, Methods? Is Ted Cruz just shaming Harvard further, or is he seeking to, lay out this plan that they've got so that the American public can be aware of it?
Well, he's got a point, and for him to come out and say these things, he's either trying to get them to, come correct, or maybe introduce something to kind of fix it, because he also calls them out for where did I see it?
Hold on, Red Pill Girlfriend just called me a tightwad.
Yeah. But yeah, he calls out China, or he says, and notably Harvard's commitment to climate change conveniently doesn't include divesting from investments in China, even though China is the #1 greenhouse gas emitter in the world. So there's a lot of reasons for him to be saying this. And it's a tweet thread. I'm dropping it in the chat now. And he ends the thread with saying, if they're looking to destroy American jobs with what they're planning to do with this endowment or whatever, then that $41 billion could be spent better somewhere else.
Absolutely. I would like nothing more than for the United States government to delete that endowment for Harvard. I don't think they deserve it. Yeah, this is not a good plan here. Harvard announced a goal on Tuesday to have investments in its endowment reflect net zero greenhouse gas emissions. This greenhouse thing, okay. Everybody here is probably intelligent enough to know that when we breathe out, we breathe what? Carbon dioxide, CO2. CO2 is the only greenhouse gas that the green people draw attention to. If we eliminate greenhouse gases, if we eliminate CO2, the Earth is going to plunge into an ice age. There will be no CO2 for plants and trees to breathe. We will have an end to all life on the planet. It's the most ridiculous assertion to say that carbon dioxide is bad for the planet. It's not bad for the planet. It's a necessary part of the life cycle on planet Earth. I don't understand how they've been getting away with it.
Yeah, it gives them, the boogeyman of global warming, the Al Gore approach, to be able to say, oh, well, we need funding for X, Y, and Z, and send all this money in different directions, to end up in the pockets that have nothing to do with the situation.
Yeah.
So claiming these things like the world is going to end in a decade or whatever is a great way to say, well, we had to do this, and we're the politicians that you voted to put in here, so we're going to do this for the betterment of our children's future, or some nonsense narrative to just make the money go away.
Yeah, okay, so our audience is very intelligent. They understand what's going on. CO2 is necessary for the life cycle of plants. Somebody says that tax us for breathing next, daisy cutter. That's exactly the plan. They want to put a tax on people for expelling carbon dioxide out into the environment. So, I mean, they've got a formula which allows them to determine how much CO2 an individual puts out in their lifetime. They can probably break it up into a daily amount, and then they can assign a dollar amount to each of those things. And then they're going to force us to do this, these net zero efforts, and be offset through other things, and then we're going to have to pay less. But I'm not going to let that happen. I am not interested in doing that. Okay, so many people saying Tracy Bean's video great today. Arbitrary Contrarian says, I don't get it. Last Tracy Bean's video was a week ago. So I don't know if people are just catching up or what's going on. Let's see. Red Pills Warhawk says tomahawks kill everything: unicorns, speed bumps, flat tires, mountains, tornadoes, palm trees, kung flu, tyrants, potatoes, doormats, and volcanoes. Love you guys. And I also want to say thank you to everybody out there in the audience who is supporting my boy and getting someone that you love a custom built tomahawk, because this man does some incredible work, and I can't wait to see you. Tag me on Twitter with those pictures. Diane W says, I heard UGEtube is a censor-free platform. Time to kick YouTube in the pocketbooks. I have heard something about UGEtube, but I don't know anything more than its name. Will did it. No, is that Willed it. My husband has used colloidal silver for 20 years. He works in a hospital. He's not been sick for 20 years. Spray in nose and throat. Silver as a disinfectant has been a treatment that's been used for decades and decades and decades, hundreds of years, because before they had like traditional disinfectants and antibiotics, they would use colloidal silver, and I've got a colloidal silver maker downstairs, and it's a good thing. I highly recommend it. not medical advice. Patriot Lou says, shout out to my girl Jen. She's slowly waking up from Connecticut. Jen, I hope you're here watching. This is a great community, good people to be involved with, and always a good thing when you're waking up to the truth. Kayleen K says, I'm new to our favorite Anon. Started down the rabbit hole mid-March. I watch you day, day, both shows. I've told family and friends about you. I'm in a Facebook conspiracy group and they recommended you. Don't stop. If we hear a rumor, we come to you. Man, I love that. Thank you for being here. I appreciate the support from people out there in the community. And I am so glad that I know that people feel they can come here and get truthful and factual information. The last thing I want to do is steer anybody wrong and tell them that something is the truth when it is not. Looney Tunes says, hashtag in it to win it tweet. No, it's not in it to win it. It's hashtag in it together. At 5:17 your local time, you're supposed to tweet out that meme that's floating around Twitter, hashtag in it together, and then whatever other inspirational message you want to have. This has started at 5:17, whatever local time was first. I don't know what time zone comes to 5:17 p.m. first in this world, but the idea is to keep the hashtag going throughout the day so that it should maybe at some point show up on trending. As it is right now, they have successfully suppressed it every time before. Berserker Bear says, global climate ice warming change age, hole in ozone layer, no aerosols, peak oil scare, acid rain, all BS fear porn narratives. Yeah, you can see through the timeline how they tried it. I remember acid rain from when I was like maybe in kindergarten or first grade, and I used to think you couldn't go outside when it rained. And then I started thinking, wait a second, if it's acid rain, then why isn't everybody's cars melting? Okay, so very quickly I caught on and realized that it was totally bogus. John House says, Supreme Court rules 5-4 to reinstate school prayer. Another ruling today was that anyone swearing in must be done on the Bible. Nothing else can be used. That is great news.
Okay. Yeah, no, it definitely is. I'm going to go see if I can find sauce on it. And if anybody can grab that scream by him and send me the clip, that would be great.
Wow.
But yeah, so what was it exactly?
Supreme Court rules 5-4 to reinstate school prayer. That's good stuff, dude. That is good stuff. You guys, that is amazing, incredible news. I just got a letter from someone else. Why are you guys spamming my chat with Watch Tracy Bean's videos?
Right, I know. Yeah. Send her an advertisement bill.
That's right. That's right.
I'm just saying it's probably that good.
That's funny. Yes, I just squealed because prayer has been reinstated in schools in America. Somebody just sent me a letter the other day trying to tell me to cover this very fact that the lack of school prayer has been a major detriment to our country. I would totally concur on that, but it's just a part of the plan to demoralize and destabilize America, the family unit, and, yes, I'm a little excited, dude.
Well, I just need that clip. I'll find a use for it later. So shout out to whoever sends it to me. And real quick before you move on, we got 4,600 people here hanging out. Yeah. I see 2.1 thousand likes. If you guys don't mind clicking the like button, I'd also like to thank everybody who's shown up in my PayPal, and I'd like to thank the mods for sharing the links. But yeah, man, go ahead.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys. So Gino says, do you ever wonder if the whole wearing a mask thing is a trial run to eliminate human CO2 for the Dems' Green New Deal? I hadn't considered that. But maybe. Also, you guys, I just realized that this Friday is not the Nassara show. It's next Friday. I know that a lot of people are very excited about it. But you can still watch this Friday and then make sure you're also here next Friday for the Nassara show. Let's see. Trumpet 2020, Dems want to get rid of cows, but don't realize farmers buy and or use their droppings to fertilize and improve the soil, part of the circle of life. 100%. X-Man Teef 1 says, Methods, I put the link on your Twitter post of Quarantime of Doctors press conference that Tracy streamed live. They say there is an agenda. Okay. Banshee's Bane says, what percentage does YouTube take from super chats? 30%. And then, so roughly, I get about 50% of what is in the super chat, and then I still have to pay taxes on top of that. So whatever you guys want to do, I'm not going to tell anybody how they want to help out. But as the mods have been dropping the PayPals for both myself and Methods, there's that as well. Cindy Castro says, we should make wear red MAGA masks. I've been seeing that lately, last couple of days, people talking about wearing Trump 2020 MAGA face masks. Verified user, a couple of days ago, you were going to talk about NESARA and forgot. Did not forget. The show is coming up next Friday. I had the dates wrong. It's coming up next Friday. We are going to talk about NESARA. Just be here for Friday night live stream next Friday at 10 p.m. and we'll be talking about it. Nomad Janet says lemon juice equals acid. Afraid of acid. Why? Well, too much acidity in your body breeds sickness. It's traditionally thought that an alkaline environment is better for reduction of sickness. I mean, I use lemons in my water, but, I try to balance it out with other things in my diet. Daddy Crab says, Trump, you are CNN, don't talk to me. That's great. I love President Trump and the way he handles the mainstream media. All right, so the next story we were going to talk about, the CEO of AT&T has stepped down. Randall Stevenson, he's announced his retirement. Now, why is this important? Well, obviously, we've had many CEOs stepping down since President Trump took office. It's historic. We're getting even mainstream outlets talking about the fact that so many CEOs are stepping down. They're trying to rationalize it, trying to talk about it. But CEO of AT&T in particular, that is interesting. Why? Well, because Devin Nunes pointed out that AT&T are the ones who gave those phone records to Adam Schiff. Do you guys remember that? Adam Schiff got those phone records from AT&T, and we had a clip here from Nunes talking to Tucker Carlson about it. Adam Schiff from the House Intelligence Committee, he unprecedentedly asked AT&T, subpoenaed them for phone records, and that's when he put out Nunes's phone records. Didn't he also put out like Rudy's phone records and then
Solomon's, John Solomon's records? So yeah, I mean, making that connection, it is notable to think about that. If he steps down and then just late last year, I think it was in December or something, is when that happened. I'm very interested to see, because we've had so many resignations, even outside of our favorite Anon pointing it out. It is curious, right? Mm-hmm. Like, how many of them would still be in those positions if she had won? That's what I wonder, and I'm interested to see what direction they go with it, because AT&T is huge, and I know they've already got a replacement going on. I know the Anons have been digging on them. I'm interested to see where that goes as well. But yeah, I mean, that's a big one.
Okay, guys, people have corrected me in the chat. Lemon in the body is alkaline, but lemon outside the body is acidic. So it's acidic outside the body. It's alkaline once you put it in your body and your body absorbs it. So there you go. You guys have you've told me the truth yet again. I appreciate you, fam, giving us the real information here. This is what I love about the channel, and what I love about the community is that we are a collective body, collective consciousness. People are bringing information to the table, and then we share it and disseminate it, and it's an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing, guys. So yes, guys, we'll everybody will go and make sure that they watch any videos that anyone recommends. Shaunar11, hi Patriots, you guys are absolutely awesome. Wanted to give a big thank you to M3 Thods for always replying to my comments on Twitter. The only one who does, LOL. Makes me know you listen, so thank you for all you do. Look at that, Methods.
Yeah, I mean, I really do try. Yeah. I know that I don't get all the notifications for things when people like or make comments. They just don't. They're not sent to me all the time.
Sure.
But no, I really do try, because that's where I got started. I grew with the family, got to see new people show up and build their accounts and stuff. So no, I really do read a lot of the comments that I get. It's just sometimes I don't see them all, so don't hate me. I also get those messages too. I'm like, why do you not ever reply to my comments? It's like I really can't keep up with them all.
Yeah.
It's a blessing in disguise, I guess. But yeah, no, I'm really glad that people know that I try to take the time for that.
Yeah, and the same thing happens to me. I get some people who are consistently like right at the top of the DM, so I tend to respond to them more, and then I get other people that I don't ever get to respond to because they just get buried under hundreds of DMs that I get per day. Same thing with the notifications. Like I'll go through my notifications and I'll try to like a handful of them, try to retweet a couple of people, but beyond that, I don't get all the notifications. It's impossible. When you're looking at tens of thousands of people, like all sharing information, essentially all at the same time, and then you put that together with same thing with YouTube. Like I don't know, man, thousands and thousands of comments per video, and the same thing with Twitter, and then anything else that I'm using for social media. And then you got to throw in on top of that communication with family, and then email for the show, trying to keep guests booked in advance. It is difficult, guys, and I just want you to know that I don't ever ignore people. I'm just not physically and mentally capable of getting to everyone's comments or messages. Need to say thank you to RL Mima. I subscribed and hit the bell and get my email daily. Woohoo! I love it. Our Cloaked Unseen World. Nikola Tesla Prophecy quotes easy quick access, top of my discussion page. You should go read them, cheer everyone up. Are 17 related, so amazing they mic drop. So are you talking about like on your YouTube page? Filled with Hope says, random observation, my coworkers have started calling CV19 the CV. It's like the thing now. Why have we added on the to the front of CV? It's become larger than life. Yeah. I think that was the whole idea. They wanted to, bury it in everybody's subconscious like a mind worm or something like that. Yeah, Christy, I do need a secretary. That would hope. I'm trying to get Real Red Pill Girlfriend to do it. Let's see. Filled with Hope says, random observation. Oh, thank you for that. Inga Hicks says, CEO stepping down are part of the media cabal of the deep state. Remember, also, Pelosi gave AT&T blanket retroactive immunity with the Patriot Act. Yeah, that is correct. She certainly did. They have used AT&T on a number of different occasions for things like this. Wasn't it also part of the disclosure that... After that day in September, AT&T was giving access to the government. Like they had like a hard line jacked in so that they could just siphon off all the information, and then they would use that to go through. No sauce on school prayer. Man, that's a bummer.
Yeah, I had our buddy Hives, and he said the only thing he can find her from years ago. So I was still kind of looking to make sure, but I was going to say something before the show was over if I didn't find anything. Right. Well, the squeal heard around the world was for naught.
I apologize for that, guys. Sorry, I got a little excited, and apparently it was unwarranted. Sorry. Looney Tunes says, thoughts on Chester Bennington being related to JP, HRC's JP. Well, that's interesting you bring it up. I mean, we do have some story to talk about in relation to him. I think that the resemblance is uncanny, but as far as I know, there's been no evidence to prove conclusively that they are related. They look a lot alike. They definitely look a lot alike, but people can look alike and not be related. All right, let's move on to the next story about the ex-NSC chief, stating that the House Intelligence Committee staff found that John Brennan suppressed evidence on Russia. What is the thrust of this one, Methods?
Right. Well, you know how we talked about, I guess it was yesterday or a couple of days ago, we were talking about that report from the House Intelligence Committee that the media was spinning, saying that, yeah, of course, it's proving that Russia was involved in trying to help Trump win. Well, because that came out and that was the narrative, we had a former clown officer and NSC chief of staff. Mm-hmm. He wrote an opinion piece in to say that actually they found the opposite. And we tried to tell people, and Undercover Huber brought it up, that report is like 70 to 80% redacted. So for the media to be saying anything, they're speaking for a lot of stuff that they aren't supposed to be saying. So with that said, he came out and said that it was the exact opposite, and pointing out the fact that Russia would have preferred Hillary because she would have been easier to work with, because they know, you understand they understand what her intentions are and all that. And they know that Trump would be a little bit, obviously no one knows what he's going to do next.
Oh, he's a wild card. He was a wild card,
Right. No, he's the right kind of wild card. But So to have that information come out, and what I'm noticing here is a pattern I wanted to make sure we talked about today. There's a pattern now post Horowitz report where this stuff's coming out. I know that we've had this Kung Flu stuff take over the mainstream media, but the stuff that's coming out about this stuff now is painting intent, right? Like, I mean, Brennan suppressed this information. Well, okay, well then that means that there had to have been a motive behind him suppressing it when they were all about pushing the Steele dossier. So you're seeing these things leak out in the media or coming out, you know, from places like Washington Examiner, pointing out the fact that they were trying actively, you know, using the word knowingly, doing these things back then to try to get Trump removed or get the special counsel going to kind of handcuff him for the first couple of years and the terms. So that's, to me, I'm seeing more and more of that stuff coming out. And I know that we're going to jump from this to the Paul Sperry tweet, correct?
Yeah.
Because that kind of dovetails, if you want me to go over that as well.
Yeah, go into that. I'm going to show it on screen.
All right. Okay. I'm going to drop this Washington Examiner article in the chat real quick so you guys have it, because it is a fascinating read. But Paul Sperry, and I know he's one of the few people that that, you know, he doesn't sauce a lot of the stuff that he says like that, but it does end up in the media later. So it's something to look for. But this one is breaking news that JP's role in the debunked dossier looms larger as it's revealed he helped old Clinton hand Dan Jones, Steele, and Simpson raise $12 million to, quote, prove the dossier. So that's once again getting into intent, because there has to be a motive behind these actions. And we can all see it plain as day. They wanted this to go on to get Trump, you know, or to stop him from winning the election or whatever they needed to do along the way. But the fact that this is now coming out more and more leads me to believe that we're pushing towards the more intense stuff, because this is setting up what Durham's doing.
Well, I'm anxiously awaiting the continued revelations of information. I mean, it's almost like with each new disclosure, they realize that they have to get closer and closer to the truth. You know, I mean, these things have to start coming out, and the more that we get coming out, the closer we get to a full revelation, not only in the court of public opinion, but also perhaps in an actual court of justice. Need to say thank you to our Cloaked Unseen World. Says yes on my YouTube discussion page, about 8 or so of them. Sam Randall says, I would think Trump was trying to start another Tide Pod challenge. Too bad it didn't take hold. Son of a Green Card says, I tagged you guys in something last night. Don't know if you saw it, but it was an interesting find about the Clinton emails and the number in the drops. All right, well, I'll go look for it. Red Pills Warhog says, I will be your secretary. I look great in a dress. Don't judge me, bro. It's 2020. That's why I started laughing earlier. Cue the music says, Ex parte Milligan 71, US 2, 1866, and then something 98. I'm wondering if that is the decision about school prayer that was being referred to. So, Methods, I'm going to drop that over here in the Discord for you, and if you can check that out real quick. Staff Sergeant Johnson says, Northern Ireland support RP and Trump. America, have them by the balls. Northern Ireland has the support of Red Pill 78 as well. Schrodinger's cat picture says, when I experience an emotional reaction to hearing information, I immediately question it. More often than not, it ended up being fake news. No, you're totally right. You're totally right. The things that are reported that are designed to give us emotional reactions, like without any sauce, it's obviously, it's meant to grab you and be visceral and probably be fake news. I guess I should have been more careful about my reaction to that revelation in that super chat. Berserker Bear says, I think...
Real quick before you go, that let everybody, we all make that mistake, right? Like, we'll tweet out something and be like, oh, the date wasn't that, you know, or it was years ago and all that. It happens to everybody. You just watched it happen with Red Pill Live. We're all human. You know, these mistakes are going to happen. Just, you know, try to verify things anytime, you know, because you get excited about that stuff when it's that kind of headline.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately. Let's see. Berserker Bear, I think Putin is a solid ally, playing the wall. I believe Putin is a solid ally myself. Kathleen says, Michael Avenatti released from prison due to CV-19. I saw that. And then we have Roger Stone being forced to report here in less than a week. It's absolutely disgusting. Norse Maid says, really enjoy the show. Thanks for all you and Methods do. Thank you for that, Norse Maid. Jeffrey West says, arrests for these traitors can't happen fast enough. It will happen, and therefore I can live with it. If it happened right now, I'd be very excited. But if it takes a little bit longer, I'm going to be okay with it. The only thing I care about is that it's done in the complete legal by the book manner, because I don't want these people having any opportunity to get out. The fact that Michael Avenatti is being released is absolutely disgusting to me. He should be sitting in a federal work camp for the next 20 years. Beach Girl, Trump 2020 on mask will stop CV-19. Baby Yoda says, global warming problem solved. Plant, tree, eat, beaver. Jeffrey West, thanks again. Jared Lett, soldiers of the true and living God, thanks for all you do. Where we go on, we go all. Thank you, Jared. Stephanie Sprague, didn't our favorite Anon say it's going to be a hot summer, referring to the virus? That's actually not a bad tie-in there. I mean, I think there's been several precognitive posts in relation to CV-19, and it's just come out very recently. They're reporting it now that it can't survive, above a certain temperature, and it has to be at like 40% relative humidity. It can't survive out in the environment. William is awake. Your thoughts on W.L. Julian A. being the son of POTUS's uncle John Trump? The father-son comparison is uncanny. John Trump is also believed to be the last person to get Tesla's work after his death. I also think that there is an uncanny resemblance between Julian and John. And I also thought it was kind of interesting that WL posted that tweet a couple years ago showing that there was that familial resemblance. I don't know who Julian's father is. I know that he was raised with someone who wasn't John. But I guess the big thing I'm waiting for is for the extradition to get finished. And then it's supposed to be next month, isn't it, Methods?
Well, they're supposed to finish up the hearings about it next month.
Yeah.
So we'll find out there. Real quick, Hey Jude was asking in the chat when we're going to have Corin Nemec on. That'll be this comfy Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. We'll be having Corin on for the full 2 hours, right?
Yeah, he's going to be here for the full 2 hours. Corin is a great guy, and highly suggest everybody turn in for that, please. We're going to have that one ready a little bit earlier than we normally would, so it's going to give you guys an opportunity to share it. And maybe I'll have the mailing list ready before then, too. I'll work on that today. Let's see. Megan H. Criminals must pay retribution, and public trials are part of that payment we are due. I agree. There is, spiritual and monetary restitution that must be made to the people of Earth. Cue the Music says, that was the law that says governors or presidents responsible for restricting residents' constitutional rights can immediately lose position. Ooh, I like that. We need to have that put into action. I mean, I think we've got a lot of that going on right now. I'll tell you what, in California, there was a law that required a background check for ammunition purchase, has just been struck down, and so now people don't have to do the background check for that. I think that's going a good way towards restoring some rights for us. Steve Dickman says, how about a super chat squeal? I already gave a super chat squeal. I'm a little embarrassed. I will do another one before the end of the show. How's that? By the time we get to the end. All right, and we are closely approaching the end.
Hey, before we get to that, we need to talk about this last Daily Call article because it dovetails on what we're talking about. So while you're pulling that up, it was reported yesterday by Chuck Ross, which I like. I like Chuck Ross at Daily Caller. Does great work. The headline is, dossier author testified his emails were, quote, wiped. He no longer has documents related to the primary source.
Wah, 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 wah.
Right. And I mean, and wasn't he bragging about having documentation through everything? I think they even say that in this article. I'll drop it here in the chat for you guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now when things are starting to get really heavy, he's like, oh, I don't have any of the whole Hillary excuse. I don't have the emails. So that's what's going on there. So once again, you can kind of see these like these major players are being talked about again, and they're being brought back into the public conscience and stuff. So the fact that also the Democrats were trying to spin the idea that, oh no, we were right, Russia did collude and all this stuff, and it was for Trump. The fact that they even had to do that again leads me to believe that they're worried about what's going on now behind the scenes.
Okay, so in questioning for the IG report, they ask, the primary subsources debriefings by Orbis were meticulously documented and recorded. And he says, well, at the time. And it says, but none of these documents exists, so they've all been destroyed? Well, at the time, Mr. Tomlinson, when we wrote the report. But you say it was meticulous, but nobody in a position to check that because the records don't exist. Well, they no longer exist. But that is my assertion, indeed, my assertion under oath, that they were at one time meticulously documented. Just, we got rid of them. The most important dossier ever created. Absolutely just hogwash. It's insane. And our Cloaked Unseen World, those revelations you want to question are the quotes on the page. We'll take a look at it, and I'll talk about it on Sunday. Maureen Downey Borg says, for date night with Real Red Pill Girlfriend. Thank you very much for that. All right, so we have basically reached the end of the show. I don't think I missed anybody here. Tonight, my friend John Barber is going to be coming back. We're going to be talking more about the Garrison tapes. Jim Garrison being the lawyer, or he was a prosecutor down in Louisiana who brought a case against people in the Clowns in America for the deletion of former President John F. Kennedy. We're going to be talking about that tonight. And then, what is today's date? Hold on, you guys, because there's a couple of doozies coming up in the next couple of weeks. So we've got that tonight, and then this upcoming Saturday we have Mitchell Gerber from StopOrganHarvesting.org. Then next Friday is the Nassara Show with Deb and Scott. Next Saturday is Judith Very Baker. She wrote a book called Me and Lee about her association with Lee Harvey Oswald. And then on the 8th, the upcoming Friday, John Mark Dugan, the former Florida officer who had to apply for asylum in Russia. And then that next Saturday is going to be Dr. Judy Mikovits, as long as all things remain in good standing. So I just want to say thank you very much to everyone for coming here today. We appreciate you being here. Methods, what do you want to leave the audience with?
No, thanks again for hanging out, everybody. Happy Friday. I hope everybody has a great weekend, and make sure that you tune in tonight and as well as Sunday. That's going to be a lot of fun with Corin, so I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody have a blessed day.
Oh, wait, and I didn't even talk about, so Corin is on Sunday, and then the Sunday after that is Dave from X22 Report. So those are going to be some excellent comfy Sundays as well. Somebody says we didn't talk about what Hannity said last night. Wibbity wabbit, witty wabbit. I don't know what Hannity said last night. Maybe Methods and I will check it out afterwards. But thank you very much, everyone, for being here. I appreciate you all. It has been another exciting Quarantime here in the bunker. Join us again tonight at 10 p.m. for John Barber on Friday night live stream. And one last one woke Norseman posted out of darkness and a bunch of truth, and Facebook removed my account. They made it impossible to recover my password. I'm coming out of retirement and beat the bulge out of Zuckerberg's eyes. And our Cloaked Unseen World says, don't forget, go after the show, take 3 minutes tops. Don't worry, our Cloaked Unseen World, I will go ahead and check it out. William is Awake says, please know my small business in New Hampshire with 10 employees received my paycheck protection money, but no stimulus check. All right, well, at least a bit of brightness in the dark. I do hope that the Paycheck Protection Program allows you and your company to stay in business and to help your employees to stay fed during this very difficult time. All right, you guys, we'll talk to you soon. See you tonight at 10 p.m. for John Barber on Friday night live stream. Good luck, everyone, and God bless.
Much love.